On January 4, 2012, someone posted a message on 4chan that would launch the most elaborate puzzle in internet history. An anonymous organization calling itself Cicada 3301 claimed they were looking for highly intelligent individuals. What followed wasn't just a puzzle. It was a global scavenger hunt spanning continents, utilizing military-grade encryption, hidden messages in medieval runes, and physical clues placed in 5 countries simultaneously. Hundreds of the internet's brightest minds participated. Only a handful solved it. And to this day, nobody knows who created it or why. This is the story of Cicada 3301, the internet's greatest unsolved mystery. It started like countless internet pranks before it. A simple white image with black text appeared on 4chan's notorious random board, /b. The message read, "We are looking for highly intelligent individuals. To find them, we have devised a test. There is a message hidden in this image. Find it, and it will lead you on the road to finding us. We look forward to meeting the few that will make it all the way through. Good luck." 3301. Most dismissed it immediately. 4chan was full of pranks, alternate reality games, and attention seekers. But a curious few downloaded the image and began investigating. What they found was extraordinary. Using a technique called steganography, the art of hiding information within digital files, they discovered the image contained a hidden message. Embedded in the file's data was a cipher that, when decoded using a Caesar shift, revealed a URL to Imgur. That Imgur link led to another image. This one appeared to be a duck. But again, steganography revealed another hidden layer, this time containing a book cipher referencing the Mayan sacred text, the Popol Vuh. The decoded message provided yet another link. The puzzle was evolving, testing not just cryptographic knowledge, but literary and historical understanding. The next stages introduced increasing complexity: binary codes, runic text using the Anglo-Saxon Futhorc alphabet, GPS coordinates. Then came the moment that transformed this from an online puzzle into something unprecedented. Cicada 3301 had placed physical posters in the real world. QR codes appeared simultaneously in 14 locations across 5 countries: the United States, Spain, Poland, South Korea, and Australia. In Warsaw, hidden near the Institute of Mathematics. In Seoul, posted on a telephone pole. In Paris, attached to a lamppost. Each poster contained a QR code that led to new images, which contained yet more hidden messages. The scope was staggering. This wasn't some basement hacker. This required international coordination, resources, and planning. The final stage of the 2012 puzzle led solvers to a dark web address, a Tor hidden service, accessible only through specialized anonymity software. There, a final message awaited, but only those who had solved every previous stage had the credentials to access it. Cicada 3301 announced that the puzzle was complete and that they would be in touch with the winners privately. Then, silence. No explanation. No revelation of purpose. Nothing. For nearly a year, the internet speculated. Who was Cicada 3301? What happened to those who solved the puzzle? Then, on January 4, 2013, exactly 1 year later, they returned. The second puzzle followed a similar structure, but with exponentially increased difficulty. This time, Cicada employed more sophisticated cryptographic techniques. PGP encryption, a method used by intelligence agencies and cybersecurity professionals worldwide, became central to the puzzle. Participants needed to verify signed messages using Cicada's public PGP key, ensuring authenticity in a sea of copycats and frauds. The 2013 puzzle also expanded its cultural references. Solvers encountered clues referencing William Blake's poetry, Aleister Crowley's occult writings, and King Arthur mythology. The puzzle seemed designed not just to test technical ability, but to identify individuals with broad intellectual curiosity, spanning literature, philosophy, history, and mysticism. By this point, a global community had formed. Dedicated forums emerged where thousands collaborated, shared discoveries, and debated solutions. Subreddits like Solving 3301 became hubs of activity. Discord servers filled with cryptographers, linguists, and amateur sleuths. The puzzle had evolved into a phenomenon, a collective obsession that transcended typical internet culture. Some solvers reported receiving mysterious emails after completing certain stages. Others claimed to have been invited to private IRC channels. A few stated they'd been contacted directly by Cicada 3301 representatives, but verification was impossible. The organization's insistence on anonymity meant that even winners couldn't publicly prove their success without potentially disqualifying themselves. One solver, who went by the handle Tech, became semi-famous for documenting his journey through the 2013 puzzle. He described receiving a final message congratulating him and stating that Cicada 3301's purpose was to recruit individuals for an undisclosed project. When pressed for details, he remained cryptic, saying only that he'd signed a non-disclosure agreement. Others who claimed to have won reported similar experiences, always frustratingly vague. The 2013 puzzle concluded in March. Once again, Cicada thanked participants and went silent. But the mystery had deepened. The puzzles weren't just complex, they were purposeful. Someone was spending significant time, money, and expertise to identify and recruit specific individuals. But for what? January 4, 2014, Cicada 3301 returned for a third year, but this time they unveiled something extraordinary: the Liber Primus, Latin for the first book, a 74-page tome written entirely in runes, combining multiple runic alphabets with original symbols created by Cicada themselves. The book contained philosophical musings about privacy, security, and enlightenment, intertwined with cryptographic puzzles of unprecedented complexity. Unlike previous puzzles that had definitive endpoints, the Liber Primus represented something different. This wasn't just a recruitment test. This was doctrine, philosophy, a manifesto encoded in layers of cryptographic obscurity. The book's opening pages discussed the nature of truth, the importance of individual privacy in the digital age, and cryptic references to cicadas emerging from darkness. The community attacked the Liber Primus with unprecedented fervor. Linguists analyzed runic patterns. Cryptographers applied every known cipher technique. Mathematicians searched for numerical patterns. Progress came slowly. The first few pages yielded to analysis, revealing philosophical passages about seeking wisdom and enlightenment through mystery. By mid-2014, solvers had cracked approximately 16 pages using a combination of runic translation and sophisticated cipher techniques. The decoded text referenced Gnostic philosophy, the concept of hidden knowledge accessible only to the enlightened few, and the symbolic significance of the cicada itself, an insect that spends years underground before emerging transformed. But then, progress stopped. Pages 17 through 74 have remained unsolved for nearly a decade. Every technique has been attempted: frequency analysis, visionaire ciphers, substitution methods, polyalphabetic systems. Nothing works. 58 pages of the Liber Primus remain one of cryptography's greatest unsolved challenges. The 2014 puzzle also introduced physical elements again, including a mysterious image posted to Twitter containing GPS coordinates that led to locations in several countries. But unlike previous years, no clear conclusion emerged. The puzzle seemed to trail off into obscurity, leaving participants uncertain whether they'd missed something or if Cicada had intentionally left it open-ended. Some theorized that the unsolved pages of the Liber Primus contained the real test, that only those who could crack it independently, without community collaboration, would be contacted. Others believed the 2014 puzzle was incomplete, interrupted by some external factor. Cicada 3301 offered no clarification. Years passed with no new puzzles. The annual January 4th posts ceased. The community fractured between those still working on the Liber Primus and those who believed Cicada had achieved its goal and dissolved. Then, in 2016, new images appeared claiming to be from Cicada 3301. But these lacked proper PGP signatures. The community declared them fraudulent. Copycats had emerged, trying to capitalize on the legend. Who created Cicada 3301? The theories are as elaborate as the puzzles themselves. Theory 1. Intelligence agencies. The NSA, CIA, GCHQ, or MI6 created Cicada as an unconventional recruitment tool. The puzzles tested exactly the skills these organizations value: cryptography, steganography, operational security, and the ability to work with ambiguous information. The global coordination and technical sophistication certainly suggest institutional resources. Several recruitment campaigns by intelligence agencies have used similar methods. GCHQ famously placed coded messages on billboards to attract cryptographers. The CIA has hosted puzzle challenges, but those were publicly acknowledged. Cicada's absolute anonymity argues against official government involvement. Or does it? Perhaps plausible deniability was the point. Theory 2. A secret society. The heavy references to Gnostic philosophy, occult texts, and Enlightenment mysticism suggest an organization devoted to esoteric knowledge. Groups like the Freemasons and Rosicrucians have historically used symbolic tests to identify worthy initiates. Perhaps Cicada 3301 represents a modern digital mystery school, recruiting members for some hidden purpose. Theory 3. Cyber mercenaries or hacker collective. Some speculate Cicada represents a private security firm recruiting elite talent for cybersecurity work, possibly in the gray or black markets. In 2017, Chilean authorities claimed a hacker group called Cicada 3301 had been involved in cybercrimes. Cicada immediately issued a PGP-signed statement denying any criminal affiliation and disavowing the individuals arrested. This April 2017 message was Cicada's last verified communication. Using their original PGP signature to prove authenticity, they stated that all unsigned puzzles since 2014 were fraudulent, that they had never been involved in illegal activity, and that their work was complete. Then, nothing. No explanation of their purpose. No revelation of their identity. Just silence. What happened to those who solved the puzzles? This remains the greatest mystery. Most winners have honored what appears to be a non-disclosure agreement. The few who've spoken publicly offer only vague descriptions of being thanked and told they'd be contacted for future opportunities. Some report that nothing came of it. Others went completely silent after claiming success, fueling speculation about recruitment into classified programs. One winner, interviewed anonymously, stated that solving Cicada changed his perspective on privacy, security, and the hidden structures of power in modern society. But when asked about Cicada's actual purpose, he said, "If I knew, I couldn't tell you. And honestly, I'm not sure I ever got the full picture. Maybe that's intentional. Maybe the puzzle itself is the point, not the destination." The mystery has inspired films, including the 2021 movie Dark Web Cicada 3301, countless YouTube documentaries, podcasts, and ongoing investigations by internet detectives worldwide. But concrete answers remain elusive. Cicada 3301 succeeded in creating perhaps the perfect mystery, one that reveals just enough to fascinate but never enough to solve completely. Today, the Liber Primus sits unfinished. 58 pages of encrypted runes waiting for someone brilliant enough to crack them. Online communities still analyze every symbol, every pattern, searching for the breakthrough that's eluded hundreds of skilled cryptographers. Cicada 3301 demonstrated something profound about the internet age. That anonymity and encryption can create power structures that operate completely outside traditional institutions. That a puzzle can become a global phenomenon touching thousands of lives without anyone knowing its true purpose. That mystery, in an age of information overload, might be the most valuable currency of all. Were they government recruiters? A secret society? Visionary artists creating the ultimate collaborative mystery? Cybersecurity professionals testing new methodologies? We may never know, and perhaps that's exactly how Cicada 3301 wanted it. What we do know is this: somewhere out there are individuals who solved these puzzles, who received that final message, who know at least part of the truth. They're bound by silence, either by formal agreement or personal choice. And every January 4th, a portion of the internet still watches, hoping for that distinctive PGP-signed message to appear once more. The cicada spends years underground in darkness before emerging into the light. Maybe Cicada 3301 is simply dormant, waiting for the right moment to resurface. Or maybe their work was completed years ago, their purpose fulfilled in ways we'll never understand. The greatest puzzles aren't always meant to be solved. Sometimes the mystery is the message. If you found this mystery as fascinating as we do, make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into internet history and digital mysteries. Have your own theory about Cicada 3301? Drop it in the comments below. And if you're feeling ambitious, those 58 pages of the Liber Primus are still waiting. Maybe you'll be the one to finally crack them. Good luck. 3301